This message is for you, not by coincidence, not by chance, not by some random twist in the threads of time. You were meant to hear this now, right now. And I urge you with every fiber of my being, don't turn away. Don't scroll past. Don't silence what your heart is already whispering, because this moment has been waiting for you. Life has been waiting for you. And somewhere, in the deep places where your soul still dares to dream, you have been waiting for this, too. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. I don't care how long you've wandered through the shadows, or how many people walked away when you needed them the most. You may have fallen to your knees in silence, crying into pillows, whispering into the night with a voice too weary to rise. But the truth is, your life still matters. More than you know, more than you have dared to believe. And if you've felt like giving up, if you've come to the edge of your own endurance, then this message is the lifeline being thrown to you before it's too late. You see, there comes a point when the noise of this world grows deafening, a point where the laughter sounds fake, the smiles feel forced, and nothing you once loved seems to hold the same meaning. That quiet despair creeps in slowly. It doesn't always scream, it whispers. It settles in the bones, wraps itself around your dreams, and tells you they were foolish to begin with. It convinces you to settle, to give up, to stop reaching, because maybe you think you're too broken, too far gone, too old, too tired. But that is the lie. That is the trap. And the only reason it speaks so loud is because deep down, the truth still lives. And the truth is this: you were born for more. There's a fire in you. Maybe it's just embers now, glowing dim beneath the ashes of disappointment, heartbreak, and delay. But it is still there. It is not dead. It is not over. As long as you are breathing, it is not too late. You are not too far behind. You have not missed your moment. And this could be the very second everything begins to change. You've spent so long trying to be strong, trying to hold it all together, smiling when you were drowning, encouraging others when your own heart was breaking. You've carried the weight of people's expectations, their judgments, their assumptions. You've tried to be everything to everyone, and somewhere in all of that, you lost sight of who you are. But there is still someone precious inside you, someone brave, someone kind, someone capable of rising again. You may feel tired, but you are not weak. You may be scarred, but you are not ruined. There is a strength in you that has not yet been fully seen, even by you. There will always be a reason to quit. Life will give you countless exits, countless detours, countless distractions. It will offer you the easy way out. But easy is not what you were born for. You were born to fight for the life that was written with your name on it, to step into the fullness of your potential, even when the path is steep, even when the nights are long, even when no one else seems to believe in it, because you were not created to live a small, quiet, defeated life. You were created to walk in purpose. And purpose never comes without struggle. There is something sacred about the people who choose to keep going, even when they have every reason to give up. You are one of those people. Even now, even listening to this, there's a flicker of that quiet courage in you, that small voice that says, "I'm not done yet." And that voice is right. You are not done. The chapters ahead of you are still unwritten. And how tragic it would be if you turned the page too early, never knowing what victories, what breakthroughs, what joy was waiting just a little further down the road. There are people who have yet to meet you, who will be changed because you chose not to give up. There are places your feet are destined to walk that your doubt has tried to keep you from. There is a version of you, stronger, freer, more alive, that is not some fantasy. It's a future, a real, tangible reality waiting to be unlocked by your persistence. But it will not come to the version of you who surrenders to fear. It will not come to the one who stays stuck in regret. It will come to the one who dares to believe again. This world has a strange way of applauding results while ignoring the journey. But I see your journey. I see what it cost you to get here. I see the nights you didn't sleep, the tears you never told anyone about. I see the inner wars you fought, the ones no one else clapped for, the private battles you endured with no medals and no fanfare. I see your resilience. And it is beautiful, it is holy, it is worthy of honor, because you didn't let the darkness take you out. You're still here, and that means something. It means there is more. It means there is a reason. It means that even now you are standing on the edge of something greater. But to step into it, you must make a decision. You must decide that your past does not get to write the rest of your story. You must decide that the opinions of others, the ones who never saw your heart, who only knew a fragment of your truth, do not define you. You must decide that your fear is not your ruler, and your mistakes are not your identity. You must decide that you are not giving up here, not now, not this close to your breakthrough. There's a temptation to wait until you feel ready, but the truth is, readiness often comes after the step, not before. You must begin even when it's uncomfortable. You must speak even when your voice trembles. You must move forward even when your legs shake. This is the kind of courage that births transformation. This is how change begins, not with grand gestures, but with quiet resolve. You may not have it all figured out, and that's okay. You may be healing from things you don't yet have words for. That's okay too. But don't let your healing stop your moving. Don't let your pain paralyze your purpose. Your scars do not disqualify you. They are part of your testimony. Proof that you've survived, that you've endured, that you're becoming something greater. And every time you rise, every time you try again, every time you choose faith over fear, you are reclaiming territory that was once stolen from you. I know what it's like to feel forgotten, to sit in silence wondering if anyone sees you, if anyone truly cares. I know what it's like to walk through the valley of despair with no roadmap, no hand to hold. Just blind trust that something better must exist. And I can tell you something does exist beyond this pain. Joy exists, freedom exists, wholeness exists. And if you dare to keep walking, to keep seeking, to keep hoping, it will find you. There are no wasted days in the life of a dreamer who keeps going. No wasted tears in the heart of one who loves deeply. No wasted trials in the hands of someone who learns and grows. Every wound can become wisdom. Every delay can become preparation. Every heartbreak can be transformed into compassion that heals others. But only if you keep going. Only if you keep your heart open. Only if you refuse to shut down the parts of you that still believe in goodness. This message is not a promise that the road ahead will be easy. It won't be, but ease was never the goal. Growth is, becoming is, and you, my dear soul, are becoming something magnificent. The pressure you feel is not to break you, but to shape you. The pain you carry is not the end of your story. It is the soil from which purpose will grow. And the dreams that scare you the most, this is your call. This is your moment. This is your time. You've survived storms you never thought you'd see the end of. You've endured nights where sleep would not come, and mornings where getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain with broken legs. But you did it anyway. You showed up when you had nothing left to give. You smiled when no one knew the war going on behind your eyes. And if no one else has said it lately, I will say it now. I am proud of you, not because you were perfect, not because you got it all right, but because you didn't quit when quitting would have been so easy. You held on when everything told you to let go. That kind of strength, quiet, steady, unseen, changes the world. You've carried pain that has no words. Maybe you've tried to explain it before, but it always sounded too small once you said it aloud. So you stopped trying. You tucked it away behind practiced smiles and small talk. You became good at hiding, good at pretending, good at functioning through the ache. But here, right now, I want to tell you that you don't have to carry it alone anymore. You don't have to be strong every moment of every day. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to not have all the answers. But it's not okay to believe that this is all life has for you. Because there is more. More healing, more joy, more clarity, more peace. And you deserve every ounce of it. There are moments in life that split us open, moments that hurt so deeply we wonder if we'll ever feel whole again. And the temptation in those moments is to close up, to shut down, to protect ourselves from ever being hurt again. But when we do that, we also lock out joy, we block growth, we numb the pain, yes, but we numb the beauty too. And that's not living, that's surviving. You were made for more than survival. You were made to thrive, to feel again, to risk again, to love again, even if it scares you. And yes, healing takes time. It isn't linear. Some days you'll feel like you're flying, and other days you'll crawl through broken glass just to breathe. That's okay. That's part of the process. What matters is that you don't stop moving. Forward, even slowly, is still forward. And the healing you seek will come, not in one perfect moment, but in the thousands of tiny decisions to show up for your life, even when it hurts. Sometimes you look around and think everyone else has it all figured out. Their lives look polished, effortless, beautiful. But you don't see the silent battles behind their eyes. You don't see the nights they cry too. Everyone is fighting something. Everyone is carrying something. So stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are becoming. You are transforming. You are growing in ways that cannot yet be seen. And growth is messy. Growth means breaking out of the old. It means shedding layers that no longer serve you. It means grieving who you used to be, even as you reach toward who you are meant to become. And in that space, in that in-between, it's easy to feel lost. But hear this, being lost does not mean you are hopeless. It means you are searching. It means your soul is awake. It means that something in you is refusing to settle, and that is sacred, that is brave, that is the beginning of something real. There is nothing wrong with you for struggling. There is nothing shameful about pain. And anyone who told you that you had to hide it, anyone who made you feel less because of your emotions was wrong. Your vulnerability is not a weakness. Your tenderness is not a flaw. These are the very things that make you powerful. The world does not need more people who are pretending to be perfect. It needs more people who are willing to show up honestly, authentically, courageously, as they are, as you are. There is beauty in your becoming. Even now, even when it feels like everything is falling apart, sometimes that's exactly what must happen for the pieces to fall into their proper places. Sometimes what feels like destruction is actually preparation. Sometimes the collapse of what was is the only way to make room for what can be. So don't run from the unraveling. Don't resist the change. Let it move you. Let it mold you. Let it create space for the life you haven't even dared to dream yet. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. Life is not out to get you. You are simply in a process. And the process is holy even when it hurts. Trust it. Lean into it. Know that your present struggle is not a life sentence, it is a season, and seasons always change. Storms pass, the sun returns, flowers bloom again from soil that once looked dead. And if nature can teach us anything, it's this: life always finds a way to begin again. And so will you. But it's going to take faith. Not just the kind that lives in your mind, but the kind that takes root in your spirit. The kind that holds on even when the evidence says otherwise. The kind that dares to believe that something beautiful can grow out of brokenness. The kind that says, I don't know how or when, but I will rise again. That kind of faith moves mountains, not because it's loud or flashy, but because it is real. When you begin to move in that faith, when you take one step and then another, something shifts. Life starts to respond. Doors you thought were closed begin to open. People you never expected to meet cross your path. Opportunities find you, and more importantly, you find you. You start to remember the parts of yourself you thought were lost forever. The passion, the joy, the laughter, the hope. It all begins to stir again. Like waking from a long sleep, you stretch your soul and start to live with your eyes open. And when that happens, when you truly begin to live, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You realize that the power was always within you, not in your circumstances, not in the approval of others, in you, in the decisions you make every single day. To love, to forgive, to grow, to believe, to hope, to rise, to try again, to keep walking even when the road is unclear. That is where your power lives. You are the author now. You are not just a character in someone else's story. You are holding the pen. And every day is a chance to write something new. No matter how many pages came before, no matter how dark the past has been, today is a blank page. You get to decide who you will become. And the only thing standing between you and that future is the belief that you can. And you can. So I ask you, from the depths of my soul, will you keep waiting for life to happen to you, or will you happen to life? Will you keep shrinking to fit into old molds, or will you shatter them to make room for something greater? Will you keep doubting your worth, or will you finally claim it and walk like someone who knows they were chosen for more? The world is waiting, not for perfection, not for performance, but for your presence, for your voice, for your love, for your light. You don't have to fix everything to begin. You just have to begin. And when you do, something sacred will awaken, something deep and eternal. You will find strength you never knew you had. You will laugh again, real, soul-deep laughter. You will love again, dream again. You will dance with your whole heart and cry tears of joy because you didn't quit, because you stayed the course, because you believed in the promise of more, even when it cost you everything to do so. And you look back and realize every painful step was worth it. Every lonely night, every unanswered question, every tear, it all led you here, to this moment, to this awakening, to this life, the one that's been calling you all along. So I say it one more time, don't you dare give up. Not now, not when the horizon is just starting to glow, not when you are on the verge of becoming everything you were created to be. You are not broken, you are becoming. You are not late, you are right on time. And it is not too late, it never was. And though it feels risky, though the path ahead is unclear, your spirit knows the way. You were not given that vision, that hope, that hunger for no reason. You were not born to blend into the background of your own life. You were born to rise, to shine, to matter, and not in the grandiose, fame-soaked way the world sometimes defines significance. No, Your mattering may never trend or be televised, but it will ripple across hearts. It will comfort the unseen. It will spark light in the darkness. And that is sacred. That is enough. And you, right where you are, can make that decision today. Decide to rise. Decide to heal. Decide to forgive. Decide to be the one who breaks the generational chains that tried to bind you. You do not have to repeat the pain that raised you. You do not have to carry the bitterness that was handed to you. You get to say, it ends with me. And when you do, something shifts in the spiritual realm. You take back your power. You reclaim your voice. You begin to rewrite not only your story, but the story of those who come after you. And yes, it will be hard. Change always is. Growth does not come without resistance. There will be days you question everything. There will be moments you want to return to the familiar, even if the familiar was hurting you. But I promise you this. If you keep going, if you keep saying yes to your becoming, you will see fruit. You will wake up one morning and realize that the weight you used to carry now feels lighter, that the sadness that used to sit in your chest has made room for joy, that the person staring back in the mirror is no longer surviving. Because healing is not just about pain going away. Healing is about strength emerging. It's about wisdom rising. It's about looking at your scars and seeing not shame, but survival, not defeat, but evidence that you lived, that you endured, that you refused to be buried by what tried to break you. Your scars are your stories are your power, and your power, when owned fully, becomes the light that guides others out of their own darkness. Never underestimate the impact of your journey. You may think no one notices, that your efforts go unseen, that your struggles are invisible, but someone is watching. Someone is learning from your resilience. Someone is drawing hope from your courage. The way you rise is giving others permission to do the same. You are not just living for yourself. Your life echoes. Your choices echo. Your rising echoes. And in that rising, do not forget to be kind to yourself. You are not a machine. You are not a problem to be fixed. You are a soul to be nurtured. Speak to yourself as you would a beloved friend. Encourage yourself when you stumble. Offer grace when you fall short. The world will try to tear you down. Do not join it. Be your own ally. Be your own sanctuary. There is too much noise in this world. Too many voices telling you what you should be, what success should look like, what worth should feel like. But none of them live inside your skin. None of them know the battles you've fought. None of them have tasted your tears, so why should they be louder than your own truth? Turn down the noise. Tune into your soul. Listen to the still, quiet voice that says, you are already enough. You've always been enough. And when you embrace that truth, when you stop striving to be worthy and start living like you already are, you begin to walk differently. You stop chasing validation and start embodying peace. You stop seeking approval and start offering love. And in doing so, you become a beacon, a lighthouse for others who are still lost in the fog of their own unworthiness. You show them what is possible. You become living proof that healing is real, that hope is real, that joy even after devastation is possible. Let your life be that proof. Let every breath be a testament, not to your perfection, but to your perseverance. Let every step forward declare, I am still here, I am still standing. You may not have chosen the battles you faced, but you are choosing to continue. And that is where the power lies, not in what happened to you, but in how you respond. Not in who walked away, but in who you chose to become in their absence. Not in what broke you, but in how you rebuild, brick by brick, breath by breath, hope by sacred. And when the doubts come, as they always do, speak truth back to them. When the voice inside says, you can't, answer, watch me. When it says, you're too late, Answer, my time begins now. When it says, you'll never be enough, answer, I already am. These are not just affirmations. They are declarations of your authority over your own mind, your own spirit, your own destiny. You were not created to be small. You were not created to hide. You were created to shine. Not from ego, but from truth. Not from arrogance, but from alignment. Your light is not something to apologize for. It is something to steward. The world doesn't need more dimmed souls. It needs more people willing to live wide open, hearts unguarded, hands extended, eyes lifted. That is the kind of living that leaves a legacy. And legacy isn't just about what you leave behind. It's about what you live right now. Every kind word, every act of love, every brave decision, every moment you choose faith over fear, hope over despair, love over bitterness. You are writing legacy. You are creating a life that says to everyone watching, you can overcome too. You can begin again too. This message, this sacred truth, it is for you, not just to hear, but to live, to embody, to pass on. Before it's too late, before another day slips by filled with regret, before another sunrise greets a version of you that has not yet said yes to becoming, you are not out of time, but you are being called, not by pressure, not by shame, but by love, by purpose, by the whisper of your own soul that has waited long enough. So take the next step, and the one after that. Trust that your feet will find the ground. Trust that life will meet you halfway. Trust that everything you've walked through wasn't just pain. It was preparation. You've been forged in fire, and now it's time to shine. You've been hidden in the dark, and now it's time to emerge. You've been praying, hoping, waiting, and now it's time to move. And as you move, you will not be alone. You will find others on the path, fellow travelers, kindred spirits. They will not look like what you expected, but they will recognize your fire, your fight, your story. And together, you will remind each other of what is possible. Together, you will rise. Together, you will become. Because this life, this one, beautiful, painful, magnificent life, is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about showing up again and again. It's about love. Always love. And it's about choosing every single day to believe in the miracle of your own becoming. So don't wait. Don't delay. Don't let another moment pass without answering the call. You were made for this, for now, for here, for this exact season. And it's not too late. It's never too late. There are moments in life when everything around you goes quiet. Not the kind of silence that comforts, but the kind that confronts. A silence that demands honesty. A silence that asks, what are you truly living for? And in those moments, you may realize how long you've been performing instead of living. You may see how often you've shaped yourself to fit the expectations of others, shrinking your light to make others more comfortable, silencing your voice to keep the peace, denying your truth to maintain approval. But approval that costs your authenticity is a prison, and peace that requires your silence is not peace, it's captivity. And I believe your soul has grown tired of pretending. Deep down, there is a version of you waiting beneath the layers of obligation and pain and disappointment, a version untouched by failure, unshaken by rejection, unafraid to be seen. That version of you isn't an illusion. It's not a fantasy. It's the truest thing about you. And every challenge you've faced, every heartbreak you've endured, every time you've been brought to your knees, it's been clearing the way for that version to emerge. Not polished, not perfect, but real, radiant, whole, bold. And yes, it takes courage. True, trembling, holy courage. Not the kind of bravado that looks strong on the outside, but crumbles at the first sign of fear. No, I'm talking about soul deep courage, the kind that shows up even when everything inside you says to run, the kind that chooses love when anger would be easier, that forgives when bitterness feels deserved, that believes in the good even when it's hard to see, that keeps going even when there's no applause. That's real courage. That's what changes lives. You may not feel brave right now, you may feel broken, tired, confused, maybe even numb. But courage doesn't always feel like fire. Sometimes courage feels like breath, like waking up and facing another day, like getting out of bed when your heart feels heavy, like reaching out when you'd rather withdraw, like speaking truth when your voice trembles. That's what bravery looks like in real life. It's quiet, consistent, and sacred, and it counts. Every small act of showing up counts. It's building something in you. It's laying a foundation that no one can take from you. And I know some days it feels like no one sees the work you're doing. No one sees the internal battles you fight. No one sees how hard it is to keep your heart open after it's been hurt so many times. But just because it's unseen doesn't mean it's unworthy. Just because it's not celebrated doesn't mean it's not significant. The most meaningful transformations happen in the dark. Seeds become trees in the soil. Stars form in the silence of space. You are no different. You are becoming even now. Even when it feels like nothing is happening. The pain you've carried, the disappointments you've endured, the dreams that didn't unfold the way you hoped, none of it has been wasted. There is something sacred about pain. Not because it's good, but because it wakes you up. It peels away illusions. It strips you of what doesn't matter and reveals what does. It forces you to confront your limits, and then it invites you to surpass them. Pain refines. It doesn't define you, but it refines you if you let it. It's not your identity, it's part of your becoming. And sometimes becoming means breaking, not to destroy you, but to dismantle what was never truly you. The masks, the defenses, the lies you believed about yourself. Sometimes life has to fall apart to be rebuilt in truth. And I know that hurts. I know there are nights when you cry out and wonder why it has to be so hard. But hear me, the struggle is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of birth. You are in labor with your next level. Something holy is pushing its way through, and labor is painful, but it ends in life, in new beginnings, in the miraculous. You've made it through things that were meant to destroy you. And not only did you survive, but you learned, you grew, you felt deeply. You held on to love. Even when life gave you every reason to hate, you kept your heart soft, even when the world tried to harden you. And that is no small feat. That is grace. That is strength. That is divine. Don't let the world convince you that your softness is weakness. Don't let the world shame you for feeling deeply, for caring passionately, for loving fiercely. In a world that often numbs, your tenderness is a revolution. And yes, it makes you vulnerable. But it also makes you alive, fully, exquisitely alive. Because when you're alive, you start to notice the miracles, the sunrise you'd been too tired to see, the laughter of someone you love, the quiet beauty of ordinary moments. You stop racing through life and start living it. You find joy in small things, you find meaning in places others overlook, and you begin to see your life not as a series of random events, but as a sacred unfolding. And you don't need everything to make sense right now. You don't need all the answers. What you need is the courage to keep saying yes. Yes to the process. Yes to the unknown. Yes to love. Yes to possibility. Yes to the whispers that say there's more for you, because there is more for you. Not more stuff, not more validation, but more peace, more purpose, more fulfillment, more connection, more of what your soul has been crying out for all along. You are not chasing something outside of you. You're returning to what has always been within you, the light, the wisdom, the calling, the capacity to love, to lead, to rise, to heal. It's already there, waiting to be uncovered, not earned. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a mystery to be honored. And the more you honor yourself, the real you, the freer you become. And freedom is not about doing whatever you want. It's about becoming who you truly are. It's about no longer being bound by fear or shame or guilt. It's about no longer living according to someone else's definition of success. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing you are aligned, that you are showing up in your truth, that you are not betraying yourself to belong. That is freedom, and you deserve it. But freedom comes with a price. It means letting go of roles you've outgrown, letting go of relationships that drain you, letting go of beliefs that keep you small, letting go of the identity that was never truly yours. And yes, it's hard, because we fear the unknown. We cling to what's familiar, even if it's hurting us. But the pain of staying stuck is always greater than the pain of change. And on the other side of letting go is life, full, expansive, breathtaking life. And you deserve that kind of life. A life where you feel seen, a life where you are not merely functioning, but flourishing. A life where your soul feels safe, where your dreams are not dismissed, where your heart can rest. That life is possible. But you must choose it. No one can choose it for you. No one can give it to you. It begins with a decision to honor yourself, to trust yourself, to believe that your healing is worth fighting for. And it is. So let this message be a line in the sand, a holy interruption, a reminder of what matters, a wake-up call to your spirit, because life is too short to sleepwalk through it, too short to keep waiting for a someday that never comes. Too short to stay silent, to stay hidden, to stay stuck. You are here, you are breathing. That means your purpose is not finished. That means your story is still being written. That means there is still time, not to chase someone else's dream, but to answer the call of your own. And the call is simple. Live fully, deeply, truly. Don't just survive, live. Don't just exist, become. Don't just follow, lead. Don't just wish, build. Your life is not an accident. Your presence here is intentional. And if you dare to believe that, if you dare to live from that truth, nothing will be able to stop you. So breathe deeply, stand tall, lift your head. You are not done. You are just beginning. And the best chapters are not behind you. They're ahead. Your future is not limited by your past. Your worth is not defined by your wounds, and your hope is not in vain. This is your time. This message was always for you, before it's too late. And now, as these words come to a close, let them not simply fade as passing inspiration, but ignite something lasting within you. You've heard the call, not from me, but from the deepest part of yourself, the part that remembers who you truly are. The part that's been waiting, watching, hoping you'd finally believe in your own light. This is not just a message. It's a mirror. And in it, you don't see what you have lost. You see what you still have. The breath in your lungs, the fire in your spirit, the power to choose differently. So choose now. Choose life, choose love, choose to rise again, not for anyone else, but because you know in your soul you were born for more than this moment. Let today be the turning point. Let this be the day you look back on and say, that's when everything changed, because this was for you, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine design. Before it's too late, Live the life that was always meant for you, fully, unapologetically, because the world needs you awake, and your time is now.